Welcome welcome all to the Multicultural Misfits podcast. This is your host, Audio AB. Right next to me on the couch, I have my wonderful co-host and executive producer,
Jordan.
and across from him, I have my wonderful co-host,
Omar.
Dude, did you guys hear that fucking all these different schools are banning TikTok on their campus Wi-Fi?
I saw that.
No,
I saw
Isn't
that.
that fucking
I haven't
nuts?
seen that.
You know, as an alumni member, I got a message from my school.
No, the proper term is as an alumnus.
As an alumni member, you know, my school had to notify me saying that the kids are fucking up. And they said no more
Damn.
TikTok on campus.
I mean, wow, TikTok really has that much of a chokehold?
Yes, bro.
How does something like that come to be? Like, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's all that stuff. Do you think that many professors saw their kids on TikTok and were like specifically talking about not just on their phones, but they're on goddamn TikTok?
Bro, but what makes it worse is think about all the people that are making TikToks on campus and doing weird
Yeah.
shit and walking up to girls saying, yo, you think this guy is hot?
Oh, dude, if you're still a TikToker on those forbidden campuses, your ass is fucking you're prime real estate, dude. You're gonna make it big.
Like, have you ever seen TikTokers in public or videos of TikTokers
Oh my
like
God.
filming them, like somebody filming a TikToker like doing something?
I actually
It's
haven't, not in person.
I saw one that was hilarious. It was this kid. He's like this young, like skinny, tall black kid. He probably looks like he's 18 or 19. And he would go to malls and like there's two escalators, like one going one way, one going the other way. And you know how like sometimes like escalators are close so you can kind of reach across.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
I know
what
the
he
dude.
does is there's this dude with his girl, this black dude with his girl, and basically the light skinned dude recording the TikTok, he doesn't do anything super inappropriate. All he does, he grabs the girl's like sweater or something like that.
That's still crazy.
That's just still crazy.
Yeah,
And what
I saw a
happened?
worse one. I'll tell you right now.
The black dude right next to his girlfriend, he's like, "What the fuck?" And he pulls the kid.
Yes.
He pulls the kid onto his side of the fucking onto the escalator, and the kid's like, "No, please,
Yeah.
it's a TikTok, it's a
And
prank."
that's exactly what they do. They're like,
It's a
they're like,
TikTok.
you're bugging, bro. You're bugging. You're tripping, bro. It's a prank.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking dickhead.
like, how
no,
am I
I'm the
tripping?
crazy one.
I'm the crazy one because you just touched my girl on the escalators.
He's like, he's like, yes, exactly. He's like, he starts tripping. He's like, you're tripping, bro. No. It's a fucking joke. It's a prank. Cause the camera right there, whatever. Then he's like, oh, all right, bet. All right. Like,
Yeah,
You know what's the crazy thing too? They're not even like frantic, like they are saying like it's a prank, bro, but they're like monotone. Like they don't give a shit what happens.
he was surprisingly calm about being yanked.
He's like,
though.
chill, bro, chill.
Bro,
it's a
he
prank.
got
Like he's
pulled-
mad at him for
he
doing
got
it.
pulled over the elevator thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He got pulled.
Imagine the force of that. You're going up one escalator, someone's coming down another escalator. They grab you, and the momentum pulls you down, and they drag you onto theirs. That must be a really weird feeling.
Ready to beat your ass because you fucking laid hands on his girlfriend.
Yeah, bro. I saw another one where he caressed the girl's face, and I was like, yeah, this one he deserves whatever.
Bro.
Exactly.
He like went over and he did the same thing on the escalators where one's going up and one's going the other way, but he like did his hands backwards, like to where his knuckles are touching this woman's face, like he's
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And the guy
Merry
comes,
Christmas.
he grabs him and pulls him down also, and he has his hand on his collar, and he's like holding him like Tom and Jerry style. he's like, whoa, what's good? And the guy's like, it's a prank, bro. It's a prank,
Bro,
I'm like,
fuck
this guy
no,
does
bro,
not give
it's
a
a
fuck
prank.
about what
Don't
happens.
be
See,
mad.
this is why they made the right decision in getting rid of that shit on universities, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you
I'm
kind
with
of
it.
have to. I just read some shit where apparently TikTok's like back end workers, they can basically manually make something trending. So it's something called, I think they call it heating or something like that. So basically, they can dictate what becomes like a trend, what becomes like really popular.
That makes sense. They can push it to the top of the algorithm. And because it's a private company, no one has any access into anything that they're doing or how they're making their money or, you know what I mean, how they're monetizing with their advertisements and if it's an ethical way of doing that. You know,
Yeah.
no one has any insight into that.
Yeah,
I'm going
they
to be
just-
honest, bro. They're all doing it.
Oh, of course.
The only issue is that TikTok is just Chinese. That's the only
I
issue.
think that's the issue, and that's why
It's
like
a big one though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind
But
of
I mean,
big-
fuck it,
because the Chinese doesn't give a fuck.
I don't
Like,
want no American motherfucker having my shit either.
I mean,
I don't care who has
Honestly,
my shit.
I
I don't
don't-
want none of y'all to have it.
the thing is, I don't really care, I guess, if China has. The problem is they can steal, like, we don't matter. But
Yeah.
there's a CEO somewhere that has some really important software fucking information somewhere on a computer that
Yeah.
they can get to, and that's the problem.
Like when
If
Jeff
they come
Bezos
into
is-
my shit, go ahead, take all the information you want, sir.
yeah, like when Jeff Bezos' phone got fucking hacked or some shit
That's bad.
by the
That's
Saudis
crazy.
or something like that. Like that's no good, man. People can fucking get some shit out of there and
That's
figure-
who really runs the world.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's that whole
bro.
conspiracy where they say that in China they're shown like Neil deGrasse Tyson's and they're showing like people being creative and innovative and talented and shit, and then over here we get like tits and like people going to the mall and and fucking caressing
Dude.
girlfriends' faces.
We get like the absolute worst and the most absolute.
I will
stupid
always
shit.
say when I first made my TikTok account and it was just nothing but girls shaking ass, I was like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This
like,
is crazy.
How this can be such a popular app, and this is what
I get.
all the popular shit
As
is.
soon as I create an account, this is what y'all think of me.
Yeah, man.
And y'all aren't far off.
This is what y'all give, and y'all aren't wrong.
Y'all aren't
This is
far
a
off.
man
You notice-
age 26 that give him twerk
Give him
videos.
titties.
Give him the ones
Give
where the
him
girls are
titties.
jumping up with their boobs. That's all they
Have you
are,
noticed
dude.
with a lot of those videos too? A lot of them are reposts.
Yes.
So the chick will have a video of her own channel, and this channel that the video you're seeing is a repost of that with like different music or some shit,
Yep.
or like a zoom in effect or something.
Yeah.
And then boom, that video gets thousands, sometimes millions of fucking views.
That's just crazy.
That's
bro.
people's profiles, dude. They take other hot girl stuff and put it on one hot girl collage.
Yeah,
For
that makes
people to follow.
Or the sound, they just use the sound thing. Bro, if you go
Yeah.
if you click on the sound and just look at all the videos using the same shit, you will go insane.
Yeah.
It is some wild shit happening on this app, bro.
I want to
It's a
say there's
crazy app.
a total of 10 songs that they cycle through, like that are just extremely popular on the app.
Man,
it cycles out though.
It does cycle out. It does cycle out.
And I'm starting to realize like now that I'm in like my own corner of TikTok, like there's mad different people on there and it is crazy. Like this app is insane.
I mean, it's good when it's good.
It's a good app. I'm
It's
not
a
gonna
good
lie
app.
to you.
There's some really clever people on there, like good, funny jokes. The fact
Yeah.
that they can use all the editing and shit, like they use it to their advantage.
It's a fire
But then
app.
you got the nonsense too, and it's
Exactly.
That's the problem.
It's like, how do you filter that out? Well, I guess it depends on your own algorithm or whatever. But like, I feel like they took what Vine did and they they amped it up by 100x.
Exactly.
Like they just like boom, like 100x that shit to where there's no lag time between watching. You're in it.
To go back to this university thing, at my school they banned porn on the Wi-Fi, right?
That's wrong.
that's fucked up, dude.
But it wasn't. They didn't ban porn. It was like something happened in the coding, and you couldn't go like on porn websites or whatever, right? You could get around this shit
bunch of
easily.
college kids is terrible.
but
Why would
just
they
don't.
do that?
All you have to do is just not use the Wi-Fi, and you will
Yeah.
be okay.
You just had to. You better hope that you got good
Signal,
4G or 5G at the
yeah.
time.
What if you don't have any G's out there? Bro?
Oh, then you're
My
fucked.
I only have 2 gigabytes, bro. Fucked.
I can't watch shit.
You know
I'm
how
telling
HD
you-
these videos are these days.
Bro, the kids got around it either way, bro. We did not give a fuck.
Pull up to McDonald's. Go to the bathroom.
Go to McDonald's.
What's
to watch
y'all-
porn.
what's y'all's Wi-Fi
You're in
code?
Starbucks trying to get it busy in the
Bro,
bathroom.
do y'all ever see videos?
Busy.
bathroom. Sir, you need a cup of ice first. Yeah, I got it.
Y'all ever see videos online of fucking people in libraries and they'd be like, they'd be the freakiest dudes in libraries, and someone will go up to them, they're recording, and they'll see what they'll like go up to the guy's screen and look at what he's looking at, and he'll be looking at like a fucking bare chested white lady like
Holy shit.
and, in the public library, and then like they'll be like, oh, what are you doing? And the guy will close the video out right away and then like try and run away.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Trying to scurry away.
And it's always like the same five kind of like different looking white guys, but they all
Yeah.
kind of look the same at the same time.
That's crazy, bro.
I feel bad for him, bro, because there's old people who probably don't have a computer, but you can't go to the fucking library and look up
Yeah.
porn.
It's
dude.
not the place
You
to do
can't look
that.
up like hot babes on Google, hot boobs on Google.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man.
Because that's exactly what they do. They'll be going through Google Images or something like
Dude,
that.
I've realized that we probably have seen more titties in passing than like our ancestors ever have.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
That is insane.
I mean-
and think about how much that can affect your brain.
Like beating your meat as a teenager. I mean,
Wild.
I'm sure we all did it quite a bit.
Man, the summer of 2009, my dick saw heaven.
Stars, bro. Yeah. So my grandma, he almost didn't make it.
You know?
He almost got me. You almost got me, dude. And yeah, imagine all the tits we've seen.
It's astronomical. The
It's
amount,
too
you know
much.
what I mean?
It's too much.
And I think like kids
And
born
penises.
Yeah, and too
and
many
penises.
penises. Too many
Yeah.
for comfort. Too many for comfort. I think after a certain point, like with kids who've grown up like with the internet and like with cell phones, smartphones, like being a part of like everyday life,
Yeah.
there has to be some version of them. Like, I'm not saying like, I hate the mindset that says like, oh, we're fucked, the future's fucked, because I think that's stupid, right? Every generation thinks the generation after is dumb, which I think is a stupid thing to do, because
Yeah.
why would you think that? It just fucks over the future of
Progression.
society. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to get used to things changing. But like, I think they're going to operate socially at a different level, though. That's where I think that they could fall behind, is socially.
Well, like, you think it'll just be less like involved and just more like surface level and I'm on my phone type of shit?
I think that happens, and I think like what happens is we get a case of like what's happening in like Japan and China, to where there's a large older population, and the younger population, they don't want to have as many kids, and they want to like advance their own position. They want to make money, and in Japan and stuff, it's like about honor and shit. Here, people don't really give a fuck about honor. It's just they want money and they want clout. But they don't really give a fuck about, like, they don't want to go produce a bunch of kids, right? Like,
I don't know. I feel like people, you know what the thing is? It's not even like they're doing it to be responsible. They're doing it being irresponsible. You know what I mean?
I was
Like,
gonna say they're doing it out of fear. They don't know how to talk to like other people.
wait, no, I'm talking about like kids, having kids.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, I don't think we'll get to Japan's because they're way more honorable. I feel like over here, I don't know what's going to happen when that big technological advancement comes and like the cashiers are gotten rid of and shit like that. I feel like people are either going to want to do like what you said, or they're just going to just scavenge for jobs. It's gonna be, and they're still going to have kids because they don't give a fuck.
yeah, I mean, there'll always
I don't
be-
give a fuck about my financial situation. I'm having this kid.
There'll always be some cohort of people who are just having kids. They don't give a fuck. They're just
Yeah.
nutting inside. They're like, just going to have a bunch of kids. But like most, what I'm thinking of, like, if you speak to like the Gen Zers, right? Like, they don't really give me any indication that that's what they want to do. Like, they,
Some
kids,
people,
yeah.
some people do.
but some people do. Like I said, there's
people
always
do,
some
yeah.
cohort that do. But I'm talking about all the majority. Like, just
The
looking at
numbers are going down.
I would say
though.
the number of women, like the percentage of women that don't want to have kids, is definitely growing.
Yeah. Yes.
Like dramatically, definitely. I
that should
definitely
be. That
feel
shit's scary as fuck.
Yeah, it is scary, bro. That
Happy it ain't me.
sucks. Like, you doing that willingly? That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's wild. Like, you're growing this person inside of you. You ever been really full? You ever eat?
That's exactly what pregnancy is
Yeah, like
like.
you ever been constipated or something? You got 2 shits in you, 2 days worth of shit, or you just ate a crazy meal and you're like foaming at the mouth and you're like, bro, this is not all right. I would imagine that's how pregnant women feel
That's exactly how
for
they feel.
months, bro. For the last
They need
like
to
3
stop complaining.
Those bitches need to stop complaining, goddammit.
Grow up, I've been there.
We've been there.
Farted out.
I've had a burrito before.
But I feel like that's awful, bro. That has to be the worst feeling. I don't like shit like that. I don't like
Yeah.
feeling uncomfortable, feeling bloated and stuff
And
like
you're
that.
like that for 9 months.
And if for 9
and you can't stop it.
and the motherfucker moves in there.
They be kicking and you can see it on their belly and shit.
Yo, that's
That motherfucker
that's
will flip.
grotesque, bro.
That motherfucker upside down inside of you,
Motherfucker
eating all your food.
head first coming out that coochie.
taking poops inside of you. You know they poop inside of the mom?
Yes.
How does the mom get rid of it?
There's the
It's a
the
part of the whole
placenta.
system.
The placenta, yeah,
Yeah.
it works with the whole system. It goes into the placenta.
Oh, so it just keeps getting recycled.
Yeah,
and
and
that's
like,
disgusting.
And when
dude.
they get when the placenta comes out, the placenta is like all the waste and all the other products and shit.
so
from the baby.
you're eating months old baby shit.
Well,
shit.
you're not eating
But
it.
no, because you know how some people eat the placenta. You know how some people
If
think
people
it's good
eat it,
luck,
yeah.
and
If
apparently it's really, really high in whatever.
If
A whole
people
bunch of
eat it,
stuff.
then yes,
High and whatever.
you're eating baby waste.
turn into a powder. I've heard some people
Turn
do-
into placenta
some rich
powder.
folks. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
fucking
can
dry it out.
You can like freeze it or some shit. Like you can do a lot of stuff.
Turn
with
it into a tea. Have some placenta tea.
That is fucking. Some people
That's
need to be
yeah.
stopped.
Are y'all gonna eat that? Y'all
No.
gonna eat the,
fuck no.
You're not gonna touch that umbilical cord?
I'm
Well,
barely
if they-
touching the baby.
If they make it, if they
Clean it. Clean it first. I don't want it now.
if they make it delicious, maybe.
If they make it delicious.
Like if they didn't tell me and they were just like, try this, it's like a sausage or something, and then they're like, it's really fucking good. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try it. But I didn't know.
Reverse sear that bitch.
Reverse sear that fucking bitch, bro. Shit comes out delicious.
Gordon Ramsay video on how to cook a
Cook
nice.
placenta.
I think the umbilical cord, I think is like a pencil, right? Like the width of a pencil. Like
that
maybe-
bitch is
I don't
big.
know, bro.
I think it's just
I'm
like a
not
little
sure.
piece.
It's pretty big.
Which actually doesn't make sense.
You
How
seen
could
one?
you?
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
I saw it when I was born.
It's
No,
like
I'm just playing.
I
say,
remember.
Are you one of those kids who says, I remember from when I was fucking in the womb? Those kids are fucking weird.
Those kids are stupid.
What's y'all's earliest memory? Yeah, because ain't no way you're remembering shit from like
I-
3 and down, or maybe 2 and down.
Okay, so my earliest memory, I had to have been like 2 or like I want to say between 1 to 2, and I was a child, like a baby, and I was wearing like a onesie. It was like a jean material onesie, like a denim onesie.
Fucking awesome.
And
Fucking awesome.
I was walking towards my parents' laundry room, and that's my earliest memory.
That's crazy. That's when your brain clicked on.
Yeah,
Like
you
your brain
just
was like-
you knew you had intention. Like I'm going over to this laundry room.
I never
for
thought about it
something.
like that.
You know what I
Because
mean?
my
Like,
first memory is me crawling at my grandma's house to eat a penny.
you
eat
were
a
crawling.
penny.
Yeah, I was crawling.
How old were you?
I was probably like maybe like I wasn't probably like crawling like furiously, but I was probably like 2.
That's high IQ.
High IQ.
Yeah,
Big
y'all,
brain.
y'all got really early
Big brain.
memories.
Big brain energy.
I was
Big
eating
brain
pennies
energy.
and newspapers.
Looks delicious.
That's delicious. What about you? What's your earliest?
Fucking kids, bro. That's some scary ass shit. They just get into stuff. It's just
I
like,
remember them pulling it
Yeah,
out of my
just
mouth.
popping shit in your mouth. You can't give
Give
a
it to
kid.
me.
You like a dog? No. Trying to take my delicious penny.
A delicious
Fucking
penny.
kids, bro. You can't give them like a grape because they might kill themselves. Like, you little idiot. I think my first memory, I was probably like 3. And I remember, it wasn't a good one. I think this was my first memory. Maybe my first memory was being like on a high chair and eating in the kitchen, but I think it's
Damn.
It was something like that. But basically, I was sitting on the couch in the living room in my parents' like old first apartment, and I saw a roach on the armrest of the couch. And to me, this roach looked like it was like a foot long.
Holy shit.
And I remember thinking like, this is the scariest shit I've ever seen. Like, and I started screaming and crying, and then and then I had like a fear of roaches for like 5 years after that.
Oh,
like a heavy fear. I would have like nightmares about this giant roach.
Nightmares, waking up and just
Nah, bro,
roaches.
because I think of a big giant roach scurrying around. That's the scariest shit in the world.
Oh my god.
And we were in an apartment. We didn't have like the nice apartment and shit, so you'd see roaches every now and then. I just
Yeah.
remember like being terrified.
So
of
they
those
just keep
fuckers.
popping up. You're like, bomb. Get this motherfucker out of here.
like fucking it.
Get these sick bastards out of here.
There's a roach in my closet. He wants to fucking with me. She'll never believe you.
She'll never believe you.
She'll never believe you, you idiot. Good fucking
Just
times.
insults you.
Dude, man, being like at your, I remember like my parents' first apartment, because I think we moved out of there when I was like 5 or 6. Just like a bunch of kid ass memories, like
Yeah.
memories of like trying to watch Scooby Doo through the doorway because I was too scared to really get up there and watch it. Because those jingling ghosts with the chains were terrifying. Or, like watching Courage the Cowardly Dog like late at night, like under the table because my mom didn't like me watching that shit.
Damn.
Did y'all's parents do that? Did they like, don't watch fucking whatever, don't watch Family Guy?
There are some things, yeah, they'd be like, don't watch South Park, don't watch Family Guy, but I still watch them.
Yeah, my dad
those are
was
bad
like
ones
that.
though. You can't watch South
You
Park.
shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, you
I used to watch South Park quite a bit.
Bro, it's gonna give you a comedic sense to everything. You'll never take anything seriously watching
Exactly.
South
But
Park.
I was also like, I was on the internet really young though. Like as soon as like I could get on like as soon as I could get on a computer, I figured out how to use it pretty much like myself. Like I was able to like as soon as YouTube was a thing, I was on YouTube. Like before it was even bought by Google. Like they used to post like full length fucking like movies, and there used to be all kinds of shit like that on YouTube.
Yeah.
I remember watching Dave Chappelle comedy specials on YouTube, or like
Yeah.
episodes of the Chappelle Show on YouTube.
on the fucking iPhone Touch and shit.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Back in the day when like sites were a thing, when like well, I mean sites are still a thing. You go to Amazon, stuff like that, but like you watch Twitch stuff, you watch shit on your TV.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you'd go to like Game Fudge or like something like that, like newworlds.com.
Some
or
kind of
something like that.
aggregator of content, something that like grabs everything together and like has it for you.
Yeah, lots of websites like that. Nowadays, like the big boys have kind of cleaned house.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
we go to them. But back in the day, you would fucking learn about a new website or go watch some weird shit on this whatever. On
Yeah,
whatever
now
website.
it's like Twitter has most shit, Reddit has most shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the places you're
Yeah,
going.
now they
You're not
just
leaving
house
there.
they house everything.
Yeah.
Everything goes through them.
And like fucking like music. Remember like Dat Piff and shit?
Yeah.
Remember like
Oh,
having
yeah.
to go find new shit, or like you wake up on a Saturday and if you weren't keeping up with the blogs and shit, you just find like a random drop and you're like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
Good
I-
times.
Download that bitch, the MP3.
I remember having to download music. I will say, like, that's one of the best innovations for this whole technological age. Is streaming music is the coolest fucking shit because it's so
Yeah.
easy, and I can think of any song from the 1930s to last year to 10 years ago to 5 years ago, and I can stream it within less than a minute on my phone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
And
as
it's
hell.
only $10. And it's fucking like
Which
$5.
is the worst thing in the world.
It sucks because I'm like, man, this is bullshit. But then I'm like, bro, you actually spend a ton of time on this app. This is
Yeah,
a,
dude.
it's a solid deal.
For unlimited music, like everything you could ever imagine. I mean,
yeah, I know. I'm saying for the artist. That
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
sucks.
Oh, for the
Oh
artists,
no,
it
no,
sucks.
yeah,
It's fuck-
because now no one buys their shit, so like
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
whole revenue stream is gone.
Because
Now all they
I
have is
bought
deals and
records. I went to
tours.
buy records yesterday, and it was like $30, right? And I was like, damn, this
For
is
a vinyl?
Yeah, for one.
Oh my
This
God.
is like 3 months of Apple Music in one thing.
Yeah,
for one record.
For one fucking record.
It's
and
crazy
people
to
still
think
buy it
of.
because like we got to keep them in business if you want it.
That's true, but even most artists make their money from like merch and tours, though.
Yeah, tours and
You
merch
know?
is where
I
it's
think
at.
if the artist is savvy enough, they know that like the album is just to get people interested, but like what you really want to sell them on is a tour.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what you want people to do. Like to have an album that brings their interest in. That way they buy the ticket to go to the tour, and then
That
they
is
go,
so crazy.
They buy
For
shirts and
sure.
shit. or
The
whatever.
music is
And
just to get you
CDs.
to buy T-shirts
It's just-
and buy a seat.
The music
Yeah.
is just marketing.
That
At
is
this
so
point, it's just
wild.
marketing, bro.
In a way, that's true. Yeah, you're marketing yourself to come watch
And it's
me
the most
sing
important
this song.
It's the most important part and the least financial.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
That shit is wild, bro.
Yeah, I think that whole switch to like streaming and everything took just a big hit on movies and music. We talked about the
Movies for
movies
sure.
last time, like how they don't have that second. So everyone only releases things that they know will do well, regardless of the fact if they know it's good or not.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna sell globally and shit like that. Same thing with music. No one takes pride in their shit anymore because like back in the day, you release a CD. Motherfucker, I put some pride in this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I tried, dude, because I had to print these out and try to sell them, or else I lose money.
Like it
Yeah.
took people years to make shit back then.
Yeah,
like,
now I'll
like
toss something
many
on
years.
YouTube and I don't give a fuck about it. I just made this in 30 minutes.
Yeah, bro. People will make a beat in 45 minutes and then fucking send it to somebody and then boom.
You ever try to make a beat, bro? You ever
Hard
try,
as fuck.
You ever try to hop on those fucking
It's a lot more
softwares?
difficult than it looks, bro.
It is hard.
Bro,
It's
you're
hard to
dead.
do.
You're a programmer. If you know how to make beats, you're a programmer.
Yeah, you're really
Yeah,
you're-
man.
There's a lot more dials and a lot more options than you think there would be.
That shit is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Fruity Loops looks like I don't even know what the fuck that looks
Studio
like. bro.
FM, bro, just looks. I mean, they've got the simple version, especially if it's free.
Yeah.
But when you really start to open up the options, you're like, bro, okay, there's a lot that goes into
Yeah,
this.
man. And there's like even aside from just like putting in all the instruments, right, or like doing the drums and shit yourself, there's also like the mixing and the mastering.
Yes.
Like fixing the levels and shit. I wouldn't even know how to begin doing that. That seems
Yeah.
so daunting to me.
Dude, I
That's-
saw the mixing for Industry Baby by Lil Nas X, and it's like 15 layers of horns.
That's insane.
Just horns. And I was like, how the fuck do you like sit here and do this?
Yeah, when you see like a fully fleshed out beat and you look at like all the lines because they have all the different sounds going,
Yes.
it's like fucking you're scrolling because it's so many different sounds that are all playing at different times throughout the song.
That shit is insane.
But for
They
some
all have their
people,
own,
like
row.
you know, that's what they like. That's how they express themselves. That's like their canvases.
Yeah.
That's fucking the beats.
Oh, I wish I knew how to do that stuff, man, but it's hard. And you
hard
know what
as
else is
hell.
hard? It's hard to get a hold of like cool sounds because they give you like like the beat that we have in the beginning of
It's
the
just
podcast.
generic stuff.
It's just generic stuff, but I want like some cool violins. I want some like choirs.
you gotta make it.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta make
sequence
it.
You gotta make it. You gotta take some of the stuff, sequence it yourself, mess with it, and then make it.
That's hard though.
Or like
you know
what
That's
you
why
gotta
it's the best of the best.
Why can't I just preload like jazz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Like
well,
a bunch of
they have preloaded. The thing is, they just don't sound as cool as
Yeah.
like the artists who are like Tame Impala, like that dude. Every single instrument he plays and then puts in there and then puts together, which is that's a ton of work.
that is a ton of work.
That's why it takes him fucking 6 years to make an album or some shit.
That's some wild
I
shit.
spent a
bro.
year thinking about this one song.
Yeah.
For real, man.
The piano and the guitar and all these instruments are very different instruments.
Absolutely.
Like, that's incredible that some people know how to play all of them like that.
Yeah.
And it's just coming together in their head, and then they're like trying to like bring it from their head out into the real world. Like, what's his name? Paul McCartney was saying that one song yesterday, he heard it in his dream, and then when he woke up, he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta write that shit." And then
Damn.
he made it an actual song.
And now it's a hit.
yeah, and it started in his fucking dream. What a trip that is.
I still have never listened to like a Beatles song.
For real, the Beatles are pretty good.
Gio,
man.
don't say that.
I mean, I don't know why. I just don't. I think about doing it, and I'm just like, no.
Listen, man, the hype is there, of course.
I know it's worth it.
They're a good band, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a
they've-
Beach Boy.
They've got
Beach Boys are good too, bro.
I get
a
around.
Beach
I
Boy.
get
They influenced each other, bro.
Yeah, they did. They
They
did.
influenced each
They
other.
had
for
beef
sure.
with each other.
Didn't the B-boy? Didn't the
Nah,
the
nah, they were
B-boys?
cool.
Give me
The
the B-boys.
B-boys.
and free-
Beach Boys free my soul.
Didn't the Beach Boys? Did they get down like down and dirty? Like they
What
would
do you mean?
they would get a little rowdy, or was that the Jersey Boys?
That was the Jersey,
Jersey
Boy.
Boy. No, the
yeah,
Beach
that
Boys
was
were cool,
the
bro.
duet or the quartet or whatever.
The fucking Beach Boys are in the crowd
fucking
fighting.
snapping with
Gotta buy some
switchblades.
drugs.
See?
I watched that movie and they got down, dude. They'd get into little fisticuff matches.
They're snapping with switchblades.
Snapping with switchblades coming at you wearing fucking
They had
blazers
fucking-
and shit.
they had
Oh, I'd be
fucking switchblades
terrified, dude.
with combs in it.
If 2 or 3 greasers started walking up on me like that, I'd be so scared.
One of them's combing their hair, the other's just flicking the switchblade at you.
They all got cigarettes in their mouth. None of them are falling out. These guys are the real deal.
Oh, that's hilarious. Man.
That's different times, dude.
different fucking times,
That's
bro.
different fucking times.
Oh my god.
Y'all seen The Last of Us?
Yeah,
The
man.
episode?
I fuck with it, dude. It's really good.
Pedro Pascal is just too cool, man.
The
He's a
guy's
great
good.
guy.
The guy's a manly man.
He's good.
He
in
makes you
everything,
feel like
bro.
this is the guy.
He's
This
a
dude, I
Mandalorian
want to see
man.
him fucking do
Yeah,
some
man.
shit.
Mandalorian. He's in fucking Game of Thrones. The guy's been in the best shit.
He's
I
a great
still
guy.
haven't watched Mandalorian, and I need to.
Mandalorian's actually out of all the fucking tons of Star Wars shows they made, I think that's my favorite one.
Yeah, they ruined that goddamn franchise.
They didn't ruin it. It's just
They drove that thing into the
I
ground.
heard Andor
man.
is really good.
I've heard that's good. I haven't.
I
I've
ain't
also
watching
heard
it,
that.
but I heard Andor is really good.
All right, so you
Yeah.
know what I saw? What I saw? This is random. I saw Passion of the Christ recently.
I think they're making a reboot.
They really do a number on that guy.
They're making a number 2, bro.
Yeah, they're making.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They're making a number 2. With
Is
the
it
same,
called Passion of the Christ 2?
Yes, it's gonna be called Passion of the Christ 2. With the same guy
The
playing.
Return.
With the same guy playing Jesus.
And he's just in New York, Times Square.
This guy's got to be like 20-something years older now.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
He still looks great.
They're going to see Jesus?
still-
It's
No,
just
no.
the return of Jesus.
He's just fucking flying around.
So-
All right, so Jesus died and then he was resurrected on
des-
Easter, right?
Let me describe to you guys this movie.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay, so the movie starts, and let me get into the reasons why I watched the movie, because I've been on a Mel Gibson tier recently.
Oh, God.
I've been watching all his movies. The guy, all right, he's a little anti-Semitic, but he makes great movies, bro. He makes amazing movies.
It's funny how like mad white people be anti-Semitic and racist, but they still make good movies.
They make good movies,
Jews
bro.
might be up to
Fucking
something,
Woody
bro. That's
Allen,
why.
bro. Woody Allen is a sicko, and they still stand by him.
He's a nasty boy. I won't stand by him. He raped people. That's
Didn't Woody
that's not
Allen
good.
like groom his like stepdaughter
Yeah.
and marry her like right
Yeah.
when she turned 18?
Yeah.
Is Woody Allen? Is that Home Improvement?
No,
That's
That's Tim Allen.
No, Woody Allen's like the fucking Jewish fucking. You know what I mean? That
Oh,
kinda guy.
from like Honey I Shrunk the. Is that him?
No, he's
No,
not.
but
an
He
actor.
looks like that though, right?
He looks
Yeah,
like
same
that.
energy.
Okay.
Same energy. Yeah.
All right.
So back to Passion of the. How do we get from Woody
Oh,
Allen?
I'm
to
talking
Passion of
about
the
white
Christ?
directors. and
White
shit like
directors.
that.
Anyway.
That's right.
Mel Gibson tear. So I started watching. We watched Passion of the Christ because like I got to watch all of his movies. So I'll watch this one. I can see why it's controversial. I'll say that first and foremost.
Really?
Yeah, because it's very graphic.
I thought it was a faithful interpretation.
And to my understanding, it is a faithful interpretation.
It's a true story.
Like, I mean, it's a true story,
It's a
really.
true
Yeah, it's a
story.
true story. But like, I had never known. Like, I'd know like the all around. Like, I just know the overarching. I know the bullet points of Jesus' story, right?
Yeah.
He got betrayed by Judas. They fucking crucified him. Whatever. This
Got done
goes into
dirty.
detail of the events, right? So like, the movie starts with Jesus in the forest, and he's on his knees praying, and he's praying to his father, which is supposedly God, right?
he knows this already. He knows all this stuff. Like he knows I'm Jesus. My dad is God.
Yeah, of course. He knows all that. He knows he has powers and shit. And he's like praying to God, right? No, for real.
Where's the origin story?
It's like a Marvel movie.
Dude, it is high key like a Marvel movie. It's honest, it's cool.
He knows
So
he has powers.
let me just say, this Jesus is beautiful too. He has
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous eyes.
He's a good-looking guy.
It's a great looking. It's a handsome Jesus.
Jesus is pretty awesome. I think in every.
This is a hot Jesus.
Yeah.
I want to say it right here, right now.
He's a cool guy.
If Jesus is real, he'd be fucking.
He'd be fucking.
Oh, of course. Those
absolutely.
abs ripped.
So he's fucking praying, right? He's talking to his father and saying like, "Protect me. They know not what they do." Stuff like that. And there's this being around him, and it looks like a really skinny, almost like a Smeagol from Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a taller version of Smeagol, but they're wearing like a black cloak, and their eyes are kind of like cat eyes, and they're like looking at him. They're talking to him. They're like, "Who are you? Like, who are you praying to? Who's your father?"
That's kind of sick.
And like out of this person's like feet comes a snake, and the snake starts going up to Jesus to bite him, and then Jesus gets up and stomps on the snake's head.
Are you? This is in that movie.
This is how the movie begins.
What the
power
fuck?
And
Christ.
that
Step on the
person
snake.
that person represents
My
the devil.
passion.
Bro, that's pretty. That's a cool intro.
It's actually really cool. That
That's badass.
being represents like Satan or like
Yeah.
the devil. You know what I mean? Like it represents the devil like talking to him like, "Who the fuck are you? Like why? Like who's your father? Who are you praying to?"
What did
Right?
snakes do to get such a bad rap?
Garden
And
of
everything.
Eden. Garden of Eden, bro.
Garden of Eden, yeah. And they just
Supposedly.
look creepy.
Yeah. So from there, it cuts to Judas. And Judas Iscariot was this guy who was one of Jesus' disciples. He's one of his followers. It's like his homeboy, right? Imagine like tomorrow I have powers and I start a religion, right?
And I
I'm
start plotting.
Yeah, and we start plotting. Like, and I show you guys I have powers, and like, and it wasn't a thing where it was like they worshiped Jesus. Like they were friends with him too. Like they were companions. Like those were his guys, or his bros, or his buddies. They would eat together and live together, and he didn't think he was better than any one of them. Like he just believed in like love and equality among all of them.
So no one, everyone knew he had powers, but no one was really making that big of a deal about him at the time.
People, let me get to that. That's a good point. Let me get to that. Okay, remind me if I forget. So, what happens is Judas, he is greedy. He wants money. So he goes to, at that time, it's like the Romans control everything in Europe, right? Or at that time, it's Rome, all of Rome, the Empire of Rome. And in this part of Rome, there's a lot of Hebrew people or Jews, right? And the Jews, obviously, they were the first religion. And they believed that there is no Messiah, that the Messiah hasn't come yet. They believe the Messiah is coming years later. And then when Jesus comes around and starts doing all these miracles and people start spreading rumors about Jesus, they're like, okay, who is this guy? And then they start looking into him and they start saying he's a false prophet, he's a false Messiah, he's spreading lies and shit. So the Jews are like, we want to arrest him. But how do we get to him? So they start going to his companions. They offer them money, and the only one that folds is Judas. And Judas is like, all right. So they give him like a bag of silver. The movie, they fucking throw it at him.
You pig.
The Jews fucking throw the bag of silver at his face, and it falls on the ground. And he's like, picking it up.
That liar.
So then he's picking up the silver, and then it cuts to the forest, right? And they're back in the forest, and the Jews are like gathered around with their staffs and shit, and they're trying to take Jesus, and they have soldiers with them, and the soldiers are fucking coming at Jesus, and they're fucking grabbing him up and fucking beating him up and shit, and then Jesus has his homeboys.
crazy story.
It is.
I
It's
haven't seen this
insane.
movie, bro, because I never thought it would be like
This is a drama. Like, if you would take Jesus out of this could just be a story.
Absolutely. And the whole thing is it's an Aramaic, like an old Hebrew language. It's an Aramaic and Latin. There's no English in the entire movie.
Wow.
And so they're grabbing Jesus up, and then one of the soldiers comes in, and Jesus' homeboy's there. He has Peter and like a bunch of his other disciples, like the ones who wrote the Bible or whatever. And these guys, one of them has a sword, and he cuts off the soldier's ear, and the soldier's like on the ground freaking out. And then Jesus is like kneels down on the ground, touches the guy's ear, and then like a few seconds later, the guy's like turns, and like his ear is completely healed. And the guy's like,
still got him?
bro, they still got him. The guy is
fucked
shocked.
up.
The guy's like, he can't even speak. Like
He let them catch him.
See, that's keep going, because that's the thing about Jesus, because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I agree. It
Because
doesn't make any
the
sense.
guy, he did nothing wrong, and he kept getting things done dirty to him. And then when he had the minute to show them, you guys are the bad guys, let me stop this right now in the name of good, he just folded and let them
He
fucking
sacrificed
nail him up and
himself.
beat his ass.
Pretty much. And like what they did was, so they took him, and then they did like a little trial, right? And they were like, he's a false prophet, and like there's a bunch of other Jewish people who were like, he's a liar, he's a false prophet, he's claiming to be a false god, like he's not the son of God, there's no way, like it's a lie, whatever.
There's no way, dude.
Yeah, so what they do is they take him, they want to kill him, but like we can't do it because we're ruled by the Romans. Those are our like governors or overseers. So they take him to the Roman leader, and the Roman leader is very conflicted. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, this guy hasn't done anything wrong. Like he's just a dude. He hasn't hurt anybody. He's actually helped people.
He's just a guy.
He's like,
This is him? This
he
is
catered.
Jesus?
He catered towards, and he helped like the downtrodden in society, like prostitutes. He would help them like escape that life, or like thieves. He would help them like reclaim their lives, or criminals. Like he just helped people. He just wanted to like do good in the world. You know what I mean?
Like throughout the movie, he's helping different people.
Yeah,
and
like-
you just see him being a good dude.
Exactly. They show flashbacks of just him being a good dude, like spreading love. Like there's no like hate in his message. His message is just love each other and like don't hate and like respect each other and don't steal and like, just be good. Be a good fucking human.
Shout out to Jesus.
Shout out to Jesus, man.
Yeah.
So the Jews are like, no, we need to fucking kill him. So they fucking begging the Romans to fucking do something. So the Romans are like, okay, we won't fucking kill him, but we'll torture him or whatever. We'll hold him and torture him. So maybe that'll calm you guys down. So there's like a 20-minute scene where they're just they're getting canes and they're whipping him with canes, and then like the first 10 minutes they're whipping him with canes, they're like 30 or 40 lashes, and then he fucking stands up and his back is all fucking like this flesh is just falling off, and he stands up and he's like looking up to like to God, and then
Do something, bro.
the Romans get fucking pissed, bro. They get these things. It's like it's like a whip with a bunch of different leather pieces, and on the end of the leather pieces it has spikes, and they start hitting him with that, and that just starts pulling all the flesh off his back.
Because he was looking up to God and like doing that, or
yeah, like
why
he
they get
wouldn't go
mad at
down
him?
and shit.
Yeah, he wouldn't go down. Like, he wouldn't submit. Damn. And then they just whipped him until like his blood was just like fucking everywhere. And the whole time,
Oh, this guy's so cool, bro.
he's cool as shit, bro. The whole time his mom is watching Mary. So I didn't know this, but apparently his mom was in her 50s at the time. I didn't know people lived that fucking long back then. His mom watched the whole thing. She watched him be crucified. So they fucking
Jesus.
so they whipped Jesus. So they
I was going to say it, but I was like, nah, that's too.
That wasn't even on purpose.
Yeah, bro. I was saying the whole movie, I was like, Jesus. Right? Christ. That's what this movie makes you say. So they're fucking whipping Jesus, and then after they whip the shit out of him, the Roman is like, he takes him back to like the pulpit, and he's like, is this what you people wanted? Like, we're not going to kill this guy. This is not what we want to do. And then the Jews are like, crucify him! Right? They're like yelling.
These guys are pissed.
Yes,
man.
and then he says, all right, do you want me to... He's like, I'll either release a murderer or I'll release Jesus. Who do you want me to release? And they're like,
Oh
release
my
the murderer. We don't want fucking this
Bro.
false prophet. They release the murderer, and he's like, yes.
I get to kill Jesus.
Yes, the murderer just wanders off or whatever. Anyways, they just release a murderer.
Man had every opportunity to do something nice, and we took every opportunity to be like, no, fuck him. Fuck this fucking
Pretty much.
solution to our problems.
So they're like, we need to crucify him. So the Roman guy's like, fuck it, I guess we'll crucify him. So they make Jesus carry the cross, like a big wooden cross. And he's carrying it, and he keeps falling over. Like, as he's carrying it, because he just got whipped, and they keep whipping him as he's carrying it. Mm-hmm. And, like, he's carrying it, and he gets whipped, and he falls over, and the cross falls on him. And that keeps happening. And then they found like a guy in the crowd, some random Jew, and they're like, you need to help Jesus. And then this guy is like helping Jesus carry the cross, and he finally carries it up to the top of the fucking mountain. And then they fucking do it, and they put Jesus down on the cross, and they fucking nail the nails through his hands, and then through his feet, and they're fucking like they put him up on the thing. And then there's like 2 other guys on crosses with him, and then the guys are talking to him, and one of the guys saying like, "You're not the fucking son of God, you piece of shit. Like if you were the son of God, you could stop this. Like if you had powers, you could stop this. Like you could stop what's happening to you. Save yourself. If you were the son of God." And then that's like when Jesus like looks up and he's like, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Something forsaken me, whatever." Like they don't know what they've done. Like they don't know who they've killed or some shit.
Mm-hmm. They don't know who they're fucking with.
Yeah, they don't know who they're fucking with.
You know who my dad is?
And then fucking, you know who my fucking dad is?
My fucking dad
That's funny, Gio.
That's the original version of, do you know who my fucking dad is?
I'm going to call my dad, and he's going to come down here, and he's really going to let you have it.
He's not going to be happy.
And he was not.
So apparently,
You're
all
going
right,
to be up here.
so Jesus is on the cross. He's just been whipped like crazy, and like he's been like starving. He hasn't really had any water, and he's on the cross. His mom is there, and she's like looking at him, and then like she says like I want to die because you're dying. Like I want to die. Like I don't want to live anymore if you're not on this earth. And he tells her like, "Mom, it's okay or whatever." And then he dies on the cross. And the second he dies, I don't know if this is true, but this is how it goes in the Bible too. And there's the accounts of this supposedly. Like an earthquake happens when Jesus dies.
Damn.
And like it starts raining and like all these like natural crazy shit starts happening. And then
He's pissed.
he's pissed.
He's
People
fucking
God's
mad.
pissed. And like they fucking Jesus is dead on the cross. They take him down. They wrap him in a cloth. And then like, you know, his mom is crying. Mary Magdalene, his homegirl who used to be a prostitute, she's crying.
Damn.
John 3:16, shout out. John 3:16.
Shout out Steve Austin.
John 3:16 is there. He's fucking they're weeping, right? And then they fucking take Jesus and they put him in a cave. And like the last scene is like you see like the cave open and like there's a white cloth and the white cloth looks like it has a person and then like the person I guess evaporates from the cloth and he's like meditating next to the cloth and the scene is him getting up and like he has no more lacerations on his skin and he's like almost glowing. But like you see the holes in his hands from being crucified and he gets up and he walks off and that's the end of the movie.
That's fire.
That shit's cold as shit.
Cold
That's some
on,
Star
bro.
Wars shit.
That shit's cold
That
as fuck.
is-
You
That's
gotta
how
watch
Luke
the movie,
Skywalker
bro.
died.
What a story, dude.
You guys gotta watch the movie, bro.
I gotta watch
It's
it.
What
on
a
Hulu.
fucking story.
I didn't know it was that good.
I mean,
It's really good.
First
It
and
was
foremost,
that
it makes
good.
the Jews look pretty bad.
It makes the Jews look
It makes them look
bad.
terrible because they are mega haters, dude.
Yeah, bro.
This guy is helping people. He helped one of their own, and they're still like, no, fuck it, dude. Release the murderer.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, imagine if that happened in real life, bro.
I know, dude.
All right, let me give you the option. Let me give you one last chance
fucking
to be good
rapist
people.
or this guy?
The rapist or this guy? The rapist. We'll take the rapist.
It's like
I'd rather have him than Jesus.
it's such a human story where it's like, even if you're not religious, you can look like humans fucked this up so bad, bro. Like, there was a man who just wanted to do good by us, and like he might have or might not have had powers, whatever he was, right? He was just a human who wanted to do good, and they murdered this guy.
Yeah.
For-
Not only
for
was he
religious
doing-
reasons.
He was spreading good, and like other people were like inspired, and they just fucking tore this. Yeah, like you said, like no powers aside, whatever. Like if this was just a regular guy,
Yeah.
and he lived, and they wrote books about him, and here we are now. Like this guy was trying to be a good guy,
He was trying.
and they fucking tore him down all because of the idea that they thought that this is not their dude.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, this isn't my fucking guy. I know he's here. I know he proved it, but this isn't my guy. I want him dead.
Yeah, so apparently throughout history, because I started reading a lot about like religion and shit after this. So the way it works with different religions is like the Christians believe everything I just told you. They believe that Jesus is the Son of God and the Jews killed him. But like historically, the accounts are like the Romans are pretty much the ones who killed him. They're the ones who actually did it. The Jews wanted it done too, but it's very much in debate. They're not really sure like who's responsible, but for sure Romans or Jews were responsible, right? Mm-hmm. The Jews get the bad rep for doing it, but the Romans were pretty much responsible. And in Islam, they believe that Jesus was not the Son of God, but they do believe he was a prophet and an important prophet.
Yeah.
And the Jews, what they believe, I had no idea because I didn't really know much about Judaism.
I actually don't know at all.
They believe that there is a Messiah coming, and over time there's been lots of other prophets who've like throughout the other religions, right? Because Judaism was the first one. Mm-hmm. So like in Christianity and then in Islam, there's lots of prophets, like Prophet Muhammad. The Jews don't recognize him as like they don't recognize those prophets. They don't believe that those people are. They don't believe they're spreading the word of God. They don't believe that they believe that there's a Messiah who's coming, who's going to come one day and like lead them to the Holy Land and like like unite the world and do good for the
Oh
world,
my
right?
God.
And when
And they think no prophets have came yet. Like
they think no legitimate
they're just waiting
prophet.
for the
They don't
dude.
recognize Jesus. They,
That's
like,
so
when
whack.
clearly it was fucking Jesus, but they don't recognize Jesus as the legitimate prophet, right? So, like, I was thinking, I was like, bro, like, what do they think? Do they think I was like, if he didn't come, if that guy didn't come in
A
the first
while
2,000
ago.
years, do you think he's gonna come now when people are shaking ass on TikTok?
Yeah,
there's
bro.
no way Jesus.
If he
there's
didn't
no way
come
the
in
prophet's coming back.
1941, when people would get bombs dropped, I don't know when he's coming.
It's too late. We've made it to other planets and we've made it to other moons and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking in space and all this crazy
That
stuff.
motherfucker gone.
There's no Messiah coming.
There's no other Messiah, bro.
There's
That no
other
one's
Messiah.
coming, bro.
They're
If they
building the
did-
fucking rocket to Mars, man.
Yeah, man, they lost hope, bro. They're looking at us like, oh, what are they doing? There's no, God's not sending anybody. It's done.
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
And we still fight over religion. That's all. That's a sick story for Jesus, though. That's a sick
Yeah, it's a
ass
sick
origin
movie.
story, bro. This
It
guy,
is.
he kept it together throughout the whole thing. What makes me mad though is that Jesus didn't fucking flex on him when they had him on that cross.
I know, bro. He should
like
have
you didn't have
flexed
to
his
kill him,
powers.
but like start levitating and be like, all right, guys, cut it out.
All right,
That's
chill
enough.
out.
That's
Stop
the
trying to
whole
kill
point.
him.
All right, that's enough.
He showed them that they were the bad guys because they did it anyways.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm this fucking sick ass dude, and y'all killed me. This is a reflection of what y'all did. I died for your sins.
And
bro.
guess what, bitch? For that, hurricanes, earthquakes,
Frogs and locusts and shit. You idiots.
Also, let me tell you guys what happened to Judas. This happened earlier in the movie too. So Judas starts, he starts losing his mind. Like after, so what happened was, so he snitched on Jesus, and then they when they're bringing Jesus back through the city and they're like beating him and shit, he immediately regrets what he did because that's like his friend. What he did was disgusting.
Yeah.
So he goes to the Jews. He like gives the money back to them. He's like, please let him go. Like I don't want this. I don't know what I've done. Like let him go, please. And they're like, they laugh at him like fuck no, bitch.
Greedy
and
bitch.
then yeah, they laugh at him, and then Judas starts going crazy. Like he starts seeing stuff. He starts seeing demons, and they kind of portray it in the movie with that Satan-like character. And the Satan-like character is throughout the movie, and they portray it with that character. At one point, the Satan-like character is holding like this baby, a baby that looks like it's like 60 years old.
Ew.
They legit got like a 50-year-old like little person to play a baby.
Oh.
And the Satan is holding this evil baby, and the evil baby is looking at Jesus while he gets whipped.
Oh my
Anyways,
goodness.
so what happens to Judas?
It's a crazy movie.
It's an insane movie.
It sounds way more insane than I ever thought it would be.
So dreamlike and weird.
It is very much dreamlike. So Judas starts seeing like spirits and stuff, and then what happens is these kids start attacking him. And these kids are scary looking, like they have like fucking crazy ass looking eyes and fucked up flesh. And like starts getting chased by like a group of like 30 kids, and he's running up the mountain, and like the kids are fucking yelling at him and like throwing shit at him, and he's like stop. He's saying stop, and then he like gets on the ground and cowers, and then he like opens his eyes and there's like nobody there, and like you kind of see like the devil walking in the background, and then he like puts a rope up on a tree and he hangs himself. And apparently
Judas
like,
does?
Yeah, Judas does. And apparently I was reading like in the Christian religion, like in history apparently too, he did hang himself, and they believe that he didn't go to heaven.
Damn.
He went to hell.
Damn.
Like, you know, most people like there's forgiveness for like Jesus forgives and God forgives, but that was an unforgivable sin.
I am completely invested in this story. Dude.
I did not know it
It's
was this.
pretty-
I didn't know
This is
it was
a
this
crazy
epic,
story.
bro.
And that devil-like character, that's super cool, man. That's a cool like personification of the devil and like evil and shit. That's pretty fucking cool. And then this fucking guy turned on his boy for money, for riches, being a real hater, gave him up, and then he didn't get the fucking chance to redeem himself and killed himself. That's a crazy like powerful story.
Isn't it right? Like just a human nature story of things that occur to this day, right? Like people just betraying each other for greed and like stupid bullshit, right?
Yeah, and then when they get it, they realize that this isn't even what I wanted. Like this isn't what it was cracked up to be. I shouldn't have done the shit I did.
Absolutely, man. And like the whole thing, I was like, man. After I watched that, I was like, now I kind of understand why people are a little mad at the Jews. But at the same time, I don't believe in any of that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even.
It's still
sure.
a movie.
Such
It's
a good movie though
right?
that it has you hating the real Jews. These fuckers. No, dude. I you know, like you ever watch like a movie or a show or something, and the whole time the bad guy's winning, like, but not the cool kind of bad guy, the shit kind of bad guy
Yeah.
that you're like,
Yeah.
this is a bad guy. He's fucking with my dude who's the good guy. And you're just hating on him and shit. This is what's going on, but
Jesus, bro.
yeah, these are not the cool kind of bad guys.
And Jesus is just cool as a cucumber throughout the whole thing, bro. He's being beaten. The fucking Roman guy is like, he asks him, the Roman governor, he asks Jesus, he's holding him. He's like, do you want me to like set you free? Like, what judgment do you want me to pass on to you? Like, he's like, I don't have to kill you. And then Jesus says something along the lines of like, the power you have is no more than the power that's been given to you from above, or some shit like that. Like he speaks in like metaphors almost. Like he doesn't speak in the literal sense. Like he doesn't talk to people like literally. It's very much everything he's saying is like
Has a meaning.
and the metaphorical and like in reference to God and like an appreciation of God and stuff like that.
Yeah, like not even recognizing himself as a person, just like giving him wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no like I. He doesn't really recognize himself as an I.
Damn, dude.
That's hard.
That's hard as fuck.
That's hard.
Dude.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch.
Nah,
this.
Jesus
You
is
should watch
clean,
that
dude.
shit.
I think
You
I'm
convinced
Christian.
me to watch. I was never going to watch this movie, but I'll watch it now.
I might be Christian now, bro. 'Cause
I saw that
that's
shit.
too cool, dude.
I was like, bro, I'll be born again like Kanye.
Yeah, dude. Jesus
That's
doing
hard as-
sit-ups
I didn't know it
and
was
shit.
like that, bro.
Doing sit-ups with his fucking abs.
Every
and
time
shit.
I
Real.
imagine a movie, I think of like a Hallmark movie or some shit like that.
I just think
Not
of
by any
Not by a
means.
mile.
I think of a very sad movie set in like a really dark tone, and I just like imagine like Jesus
Yeah.
being beaten for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's
which
what
is
I
I think what
imagine.
happens.
There's a good. I want to say the total amount of him being beaten is like 30 minutes in terms of like that scene. But I mean, he's being beaten throughout the whole movie. That's like you know, like different scenes of him being beaten and like just like things happening and like things moving along to him like getting crucified. The whole movie starts like in the forest and ends with him being crucified and then resurrecting. And
See, like it's a sick story, but it's also like if that was real, there's just no way it's real.
Yeah.
The story just
Yeah,
kind of
man.
falls in on itself when you're like, why didn't he save himself? Like if he's doing good,
'Cause he's a
and he
being.
knows he has the power to do good, why wouldn't he just overpower these bad people and just be like, well, regardless, for the sake of good, I'm just gonna show off and I'm gonna fucking.
But what he said was,
Fart y'all
"Yo,
away.
you got the power from up above, so you use it how you want to use it."
So he's just a message.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a fucking.
What's that shit called?
A vessel of God.
Yeah,
He's a
vessel of
vessel,
God,
bro. It's like
man.
either treat me well or treat me bad, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what God thinks about
Yeah.
this.
yeah, like
Because this is Earth, bitch. But
What he
when you
was-
get up there, my dad gonna talk to you.
My dad's
my daddy gonna talk to
I saw what you did to my son.
I feel like what he was saying is like the way you treat me is a reflection of how you will treat
Others.
God
Oh,
or others.
okay.
Did they
too.
feel guilty at the end, or were they celebrating?
some people like some of the Romans who crucified him felt guilty, and like some of the people who watched it, like the other Jews who were there, they were like disgusted and felt like guilty.
Yeah, I mean, how does that bring like satisfaction to anybody? Like
It's
when
kind
they-
of a sick thing, man.
yeah, like let's beat the fuck out of him in the streets like Game of Thrones style, and then watch him like hang on this cross, and then
Yeah.
he gets set on fire.
No, it doesn't get set on fire.
He just dies.
Oh,
They just
shit.
let him starve up there and die.
He dies within like hours because
If they set
they
him
beat
on
the fuck out of
fire,
him, yeah.
that would have been
yeah,
crazy.
the beating was so bad.
That's
he hadn't
horrendous.
He hadn't eaten. There was so much blood loss and just the trauma to his body. He just died on the cross.
No chance it's real though. No chance it's a real story.
Yeah, man, it's just
that'd be insane.
Like-
but it could have been just a normal good guy who like sleight of hand magic, you know?
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
is your
Bro,
ear?
if the-
Oh, there
if
it
the
is.
ending is how I'm picturing it, that is the best ending to that movie I would have ever imagined.
it's
Yeah.
a great ending.
That
'cause-
is so
'cause, like,
fire.
I'm
as
seeing
you-
some very beautiful cinematic shots in my head.
It is.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. And at the end when it happens, like I was like, I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, what? There's more. There has to be more. Where's the rest? Like
All right, so that brings us to Jesus too.
Jesus part 2. I don't know what he did after. That's
So
why I have to
he
watch
I think
it.
it's the
came up-
resurrection.
He came up fully cleaned up, powers ready to go. He just figured out Super Saiyan, and he's about to let him have it. What happens in the Bible? He comes back and he's like, "See, I was
So-
the Son of God. Like y'all fucked up.
So
now
he
watch this shit."
He comes back, and I think he goes to his disciples or something like that, and he meets with them, and then he like tells them like it's okay, like I'm okay, or some shit like that, and then he goes somewhere, and then he ascends to heaven, and then that's the story of Jesus, and that's it.
Oh, well, what happens now?
There
Then
might be other stuff that might have happened that I didn't know about, like what I just told you. That's what those are the bullet points. I don't
Yeah.
know the detail of like what happened after he came back.
'Cause I was
just
reading-
know that's the bullet point.
I was just reading about like the second one that they're going to make, and Mel Gibson said it'll be the biggest movie ever made.
Dude, I
What is up
can't
with everyone
wait.
trying to make the biggest movie ever made?
I don't
can't
know.
fucking
Mel
wait,
Gibson
though.
says it. I believe it after
Bro,
hearing what
that
I've
man
heard.
doesn't play, bro. He'll make a fucking crazy ass movie.
So what is he gonna do with
I-
that story, bro?
I have no
Jesus is
idea.
gonna go on a killing spree. Imagine Jesus doing some crazy like fucking
He's gonna shoot up a school.
Rick and Morty type of wild thing. Fucking grabs someone and like turns them into a hedgehog and throws them
my
across the
God.
fucking village.
I really don't know what he did when he came back. He must have did other shit than what I said.
He must have came back and been like, "See, y'all fucked up." I know he went back and like flexed. I made him feel
Yeah.
even worse. And came back just like, "Y'all fucked up. Now I'm really gonna go to heaven. Watch." And then he fucking goes up, and now they're like, "Ooh, what did we do?"
Awkward.
Awkward. That moment when you kill the guy that says he was the Messiah and he really is
The
the
guy
Messiah.
who was the Messiah. And, oh, he turned out to actually be the Messiah.
that fucking TikTok voice. That voice when you say it is the Messiah, but it is the Messiah. That new TikTok voice that sounds like fucking elves. Sounds like Elle's making cookies. You know
I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
I haven't heard that one.
That's a wild. I wonder what he's gonna do, especially if he said that it's
fuck.
gonna be like big. That means
Bro.
he has a plan, dude. He has a plan, and there's no way Jesus is gonna go chit chat.
Yeah.
He's got to do some crazy, and now he has CGI on his side.
Dude, the budget's probably going to be huge. I mean, the guy
has to be.
He's back in Hollywood's good graces now.
What he was because of anti-Semitism, right?
So
was.
he
And now that's in, apparently.
yeah.
So we good
No,
now.
it's in apparently.
Let's
No.
make a movie about it. The biggest
So
one
he-
ever made.
So he got the biggest one ever made.
It's crazy. It's gonna be huge. You
I
guys
didn't
are
even think about it like that.
you guys are gonna really hate him after this one.
Hey, you know what's gonna be the front face? Kanye.
Kanye.
He's gonna be promoting that bitch all day long.
So he got in Hollywood's bad graces because he was pulled over when he was drunk, DWI, like a lot of Americans. He got a DWI.
He's just like us.
When he got DWI, the cop
Salt to the people.
all to the people. The cop was like, "Can I have your license, registration, all that shit?" And then Mel Gibson was like, "Are you a Jew?"
No.
That's what he said.
What's
and
wrong
then,
with it?
And then he went on to say, "Jews are the root of all the problems in the world. They
Yo.
control everything."
They really got the right guy to make that movie.
Mel
For real,
Gibson.
bro. But he was
Keep it to
drunk.
yourself.
I'm not forgiving what he said by any means, but I will say the guy was drunk when he said it, whatever, and he apologized.
Then he had the
afterwards.
voicemail where he said
He said some bad
he
shit. about
told his
Christian
wife,
people.
he said, "Yo, I hope you get raped by a gang of niggas."
Yeah.
Yo!
Was that him or Alec Baldwin?
That was Mel Gibson.
Oh,
Alec
that's
Baldwin's
that's
a decent
bad.
guy.
Oh,
Alec
Mel
Baldwin's
Gibson.
cool.
This guy's unhinged.
Alec Baldwin
speaking
about
of
to go to
Alec
jail.
Baldwin, bro.
Yeah, he's getting charged, bro.
I don't think it's fair that he's getting charged.
That's
bro.
bullshit.
No, dude, for sure. Because like it was all the person who put the bullet in the thing. He was supposed
Yeah.
to have a fake gun. That's insane.
Yeah, man. Like, how's
What a
it
fuck
his
up.
fault that the gun that was supposed to be a prop wasn't a prop? How's he's an actor? He doesn't know anything about this shit. You know,
Motherfucker running lines and shit.
Yeah,
That
bro.
motherfucker's heart dropped, I bet. Like, when
Yeah.
he realized that this is real, like, I just fucking... And not only did he shoot him, he fucking killed him.
Yeah.
I would imagine they have doctors on set. How did that... Maybe just hit him in a bad
It
spot.
probably was
Yeah,
direct.
sometimes you get
And it was a
shot in
low budget
certain
movie, I
places.
think.
Imagine if it was a headshot, like the movie called for a headshot. And he fucking blew his face off. That would have been insane.
There's brains everywhere on
That
the
probably
set.
could.
Alec Baldwin just... Oh!
That's like a South Park fucking moment.
That's fucking insane.
Yo,
dude.
it's fucked up that they want to put him in jail for that, though. I don't think that's fair by any means. That's
I mean,
crazy.
I don't... He's going to be found innocent, I think.
Because
I don't know, bro.
Unless there's more to the story that we don't know, and like somehow he had the opportunity to I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he's just an actor. They give him a prop gun. They tell him to shoot this guy in the scene. That's what he does. It's
Exactly.
not his fault. How's
And
that? How heavy are these goddamn prop guns, by the way? Because a real gun feels pretty sturdy.
Typically,
Nah, they're the same.
Typically, the
The
real
same?
guns, but they remove the firing pin.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Why would they replicate a gun when they could just take out the dangerous part of the gun?
Pretty much.
Jesus Christ, bro. Alec Baldwin. This poor guy, dude. I bet
Down
he's
bad,
shitting his
man.
fucking pants right now, just wondering what's going to happen.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, also aside from that, like the guilt just must be eating the guy up, man. I mean, he didn't intend to fucking kill this person.
Yeah, the guilt must
And
be awful.
You have to live with that now. Like you actually fired the gun that killed the person. You have murdered a person, even if it was an accident. You still killed a person. Like,
And it is involuntary manslaughter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
That's wild, bro. Celebrities just be killing people sometimes. And
Yeah.
Get away with it. None of them go to jail.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner was the exact one I was thinking about, bro.
Oh, she,
ran
like,
someone
ran over
over with
somebody,
her
right?
car, and she was like, "I think I'm a woman."
I think I'm a woman.
You know
Well,
what?
she was already a woman when she did that.
she was like freshly woman, right?
Yeah, freshly woman.
freshly a woman.
And really letting women have it.
Penis clean off.
She had won her fucking Woman of the Year award or some shit.
Wow, that was a
got
stinker.
wasted and ran over someone crossing.
What
the
a
fucking
stinker of
street.
an award.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, for what did she do?
What does she do? She's so fresh a woman. Like until she's had a period, she ain't no Woman of the Year.
Oh, shit.
That's fucked up, low key. Yeah, they did take that from all the other women. They were like, "Here,
Yeah.
let's give it to
I'm
this
pretty sure
fresh
there was another woman that was killing it that year.
Yeah.
Having a great year.
yeah, and then they heard the news about her turning into him. They're like, fuck, god damn it! I've been doing amazing things in the community, and this is how they're gonna treat me, bro.
Oh my God, could have been
Oh,
anybody
man.
else.
Have
Damn.
you guys heard that India has? I think it's official. They surpassed China for the largest population in the world.
I believe it.
Wow.
They're taking
I didn't
over,
even know
bro.
they were that close. I thought they were, I knew they were second, but I didn't know they were right on their tail.
Yeah, man,
Right on
they-
their tail.
Straight up passed,
Catching up to you, China.
passed them up, man.
I want to see the baby. I want to see the baby that broke the record.
Yeah.
The
Let's
Indian
see-
baby that broke the record.
That motherfucker has to have an amazing life. He has to do something
better.
incredible.
It better be treated like a king.
This fucking miracle baby.
This miracle
Passed up
baby.
China.
I just feel like there's imagine living in a place with 1 billion people.
I couldn't even imagine, bro.
It must be so crowded, dude.
Nah.
It has to be. And there's so much poverty over there. It's probably so crowded in both of them, bro.
Dude, I was in
Absolutely.
a bar last night and it was crowded, and I said, I need to get out of here.
Bro, you
You
see
gotta
those
come
videos of
on.
them on the subway?
Yes.
It's insane, dude. I'm like, how does somebody do this every single day? Like, I saw a video of, and for whatever reason, they're all women, and they were trying to get on this train in China, and they're like doing everything they can to get on that train. They're like grabbing people's hair and like pulling them back and like doing everything they can to push themselves forward
Jesus
and
Christ.
pushing people and getting mad and shit. And then, like, you know, a lot of them miss the train. They're just waiting there for the next one, and then they do it all over again. Over and over until they inch forward until they get into this fucking train.
And meanwhile, they're getting groped by fucking creepy ass older men the entire
Yep.
time.
yeah. Wild shit. Why is that such a big thing in,
What?
like, China and Japan?
The pervy.
Yeah, the pervy thing. And it's
'Cause
not
they're-
even just, like...
They're sexually repressed, bro.
But, like, that's what they like on porn, too.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
like,
repressed.
That type
their
of shit.
their culture's sexually repressed, man, because
Yeah,
they're
blurring dicks and shit.
yeah, they're so focused on like fucking all this other shit, you know what I mean, like honor and all this other shit that they don't really pay attention or like recognize their sexuality. So that means they're into the most fucked up shit because like they're just so like lonely and like they don't communicate with women and like you know
Yeah.
they have such issues like dating regularly and like dating for love and shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not speaking for all of them. I'm just saying like I'm sure there's a good amount of Japanese people who live completely normal,
chilling.
who are
Yeah,
chilling.
Who are
They
just
be-
normal dudes with normal girlfriends and stuff.
they be fucking bitches, but there's a lot of them that like a majority, I would say a good percentage, they just want to like bring honor to their names and their families. Like that's just in their culture. So they don't really like do sexual shit. So when they do, they're like very repressed and they like the most extreme shit.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
fantasies are probably running wild, and then they think of something crazy, or like since they don't have like actual sexual experiences, they look up shit on the internet,
Yeah.
and one thing leads to another, and you end up going down a rabbit hole, and now you're watching two animated dinosaurs fuck.
Yeah, man. Are you watching some tentacle porn?
or something like that. But what does it mean to be human? It's crazy how like they're also human, we're human, but like our country has different values from theirs. I mean, obviously,
I
be a
don't
good
know, bro.
person, but
Girls
they're
be
way
getting-
more honorable. We're not like that. We're
Girls
like
be getting groped up over here anyways.
Oh
That's just
yeah,
right.
It's just
happens,
dudes.
It happens everywhere, right?
not just that, but like just the way that you view what's important in life,
Yeah.
and like what you like and what you find value in, what you don't care about and shit. It's just very different. in
It makes you
different
think,
parts of
man.
the world.
Like what if Jesus came about not in the Middle East? What if he came up in like China?
Yeah,
Would they have killed him? I feel like they would not have killed him.
you don't think China? I think
I feel like they have
I
like
don't know, man.
They have like a respect for like I feel like deities and shit. I feel like they would not have killed him.
I don't know what happened. To be
But then again,
honest.
humans are
I mean,
humans. I don't know.
because that's back in the day. Like, what would people have thought? Now, if a Messiah showed up, we'd vet him real quick with some technology and be like, "Yeah, he's a real deal, guys. We
Yeah.
gotta listen.
We vet him.
Life's over. Life as we know it is over."
Nah, they would treat him like Superman or some shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude.
he'd be treated like it'd be.
You think he'd be a douche?
the Messiah?
Yeah, like we turn him into a douche because we just give him everything he wants.
Hell yeah.
He's got all the women he wants.
He got all the women he
He
wants.
just has a harem of women.
Yeah, Jesus just stops doing good things. Like doesn't give a fuck.
Well, supposedly in the Muslim faith, they believe that when and if the prophet does come back, before the real Messiah comes back, they believe there's going to be a false prophet who comes back, the Antichrist. They really believe this.
That's fucked up.
This guy's going to come back and he's going to convince people that he's Jesus or that he's a prophet. And he's going to do all these miracles. And people are going to be like, oh, that shit's fucking bussin'. And people are going to be like,
Yo.
they're gonna be like, that's amazing, yo. People are going to be filming him on TikTok. They're going to be interviewing him. He's going to be on CNN and shit and Fox. He's going to be all heavenly and shit.
Yeah.
But apparently Muslims believe that like if you're a true believer, like if you're a Muslim, you're going to be able to look at him and on his face, you're going to see like some words inscribed on his head, basically saying like, don't follow this guy. Like this guy's the Antichrist. And then the real second coming will come and there's going to be a holy war.
See, that shit is so outdated to me because it's like, how would you even... What is a miracle today?
It's all nonsense.
I know.
bro. Yeah.
What the fuck is a miracle
You believe in
today?
Islam and you're gonna see it right in his head. Trust me.
You know what a
Like-
miracle is to me? Hitting 80 home runs in the season. That's a fucking
That's
miracle.
a miracle right there, man.
I want to see him do that shit.
Let me see Jesus go up to bat.
Let me see that. Let me see him
put up
win a
some
triple
numbers,
crown.
bro.
Let me see Jesus dunk on a fool, dude. Let me see Jesus get a gold medal in the Olympics, dude.
I
This
feel like
guy-
that shit is just so like, well, a miracle back then was fuck. We didn't have any bread. He made bread. We don't know how he did it.
Yo,
This is the guy.
And like, what if they misinterpreted his miracles back then? Like,
Yeah.
like everything he did, like walking on water, turning water into wine, like all the shit that he apparently did, healing. And what if
He's just
like
walking on a puddle.
What if like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like what if he wasn't doing anything that was like? What if they just misinterpreted it? What if they were all high? What if they like seriously?
They were all drunk.
There's
Jesus
a theory
like
of,
drugged
like-
him before he talked to him.
yeah, bro.
Had him all
what-
loopy and shit.
Yeah, what if there's like there's what ergot is?
The electricity.
No, ERGOT. It's a plant, right? And that plant is the source for LSD. They synthesize that to make LSD, like acid, right? Ergot is found in nature. You can just go around and find it, right? And you can eat it or whatever. You can make it to a tea. That shit will. It's like it'll get you fucking high. You're tripping when you take it, and it's been around for thousands of years. So there's theories that like, and ergot grows over there in the Middle East.
So they was just all high as shit.
It was high as fuck, dude.
There's theories that they might have been tripping when they got with Jesus, and he might have just been like a hippie dude, and he might have just been like, "Look, just love each other, whatever." And then people might have been tripping, and like maybe they think they saw, because the Bible is not written,
Jesus.
the Bible is just from his fucking disciples' point of view. It's not from his point of view.
Yeah.
So it's just his homeboys who have written about the things that he did. So
And
maybe
people
that's
lie
what
about
it
their
is.
so
homeboys
cool.
all the time.
For real, bro.
So think about your dead homeboy. You like, nah, he was crazy.
He was
he was
fucking
cool as
stiff,
fuck.
man. He
Yeah.
fucking turned water into wine. Like,
You
y'all
should've
fucked
seen
up.
him.
They shouldn't have killed him, dog.
Y'all should have been here, man.
That should have been here, dude. It was crazy.
That should have been here. That shit was insane, man.
Peter out. Love
Peter
Peter.
out. Peter out, man. That shit was crazy.
Y'all think these people was telling the truth? Hell no, they didn't know what they were seeing.
Yeah, Jesus is just a good magician, dude. I think Jesus, everywhere Jesus went, he just gave out some tea, and they're like, this guy's so nice. And just got him high as fuck.
He got the sleight of hand, man.
Yeah, I'm turning things into wine. And they're like, oh. He's like, he has a jug of water here, puts it behind his back, takes out a jug. They're like, this guy's incredible. What?
That's a good note to end on. Man.
Yeah.
Jesus is incredible.
Go watch Passion of the Christ.
Go watch Passion of the
Yeah, I'm
Christ.
gonna watch that shit. I'm
Jesus
gonna
is so sick, dude.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That's cool. That's a pretty